Hello, sister and brother friends. I am in my hotel room on Thursday getting ready for my weekend-long retreat. Yes, I will be back by Sunday night, just in time to watch it with all of you sister and brother friends that are SOS exclusive members. But after starting to set up for my retreat, I was spending a lot of time setting things out, organizing, and thinking about sister wives.
It's an illness.
And there were some additional thoughts that came to my mind that I'm like, I didn't talk more about that. I should have said more about that. And that's what this video is. The couple things that were coming to my mind today that I need to get off my mind so I can just focus on what I'm doing here for the weekend. All right, I wrote them down. There's not that many. I'll try to make this go quick. I'm sorry, I speak a lot.
She really does.
I'll do my best. The first one, I was thinking about the agreement. And again, I did a whole separate video on just trying to figure out what agreements were and an occasional use of the word contract. And I think I pretty much figured it out. But after this last episode, there was one point where I said, I don't even know what he's talking about. What is he talking about here? And that's when he was talking about collateral. Now, I thought,
but because we don't need the bargaining chip anymore, we're just going to let it sell.
It was collateral for the other person. It finally came to me that he's talking about the fact he had the agreements and he was holding them as collateral over the head of Mary and Janelle. Because that was the one thing that was being held up. As soon as the deed was filed, the next day it was filed in the court, and then instantly the land was sold. They were waiting on the dividing of the land. I will admit I am shocked and amazed that Kody admitted on camera and to Suki that he was holding it over her head as collateral. I feel like at the beginning of this whole process, it was like, well, there were these other pieces of paperwork that were needed to get everything to go through, and it was all part of the same deal, and Mary was just being difficult. But no, he literally said, this was collateral. We were holding on to this like a threat. Robyn doesn't sign to sell the land. If you want your money, sign these papers. Okay, which we all really knew, but it suddenly hit me that he admitted that on camera. All right, this might not be new to you, and it seems so obvious as I say it out loud right now, but looking a little deeper into what it is that he was holding over their heads as collateral, his own words.
Not exactly.
In these agreements was verbiage that said, okay, once we divide up this land 4 equal ways and we sell it, you can never come back and ask for any more money. Now, why would one do something like that? The only way you would do that is if you knew and you know they're entitled to a lot more, that there's more you're supposed to be giving them, and you're trying to cut them off and prevent that from ever happening. What did Kody say at the beginning of the tell-all, tell-nothings, whatever, one-on-one, horrible single couch interview sessions? When he was still back at home before he got in the car and he was standing outside his house with Robyn, he said, I don't want any more drama. I don't like any of this pointing fingers. I don't want any of this. Well,
I'm tired of the antagonistic discussion. I'm tired of sort of throwing the accusations at each other. It's a form of backbiting and backstabbing, and I want to stop.
He did plenty of it already, and we're only halfway through. We've only seen 2 out of the 4 episodes. But I do believe now that that comment was because he knew he had done them wrong. He knew he did them wrong by serving them those confidentiality agreements. It dawned on me as I was also setting up that Mary said she eventually agreed to it and signed it.
What did it say?
What did she sign? And I think if TLC wants to have a decent show and they want to increase their viewership, they will get a copy of that and they will discuss it with everyone. The confidentiality agreement itself is not confidential. We all know about it. We're all talking about it. So there's no reason why they can't say, here are the specific things in it that they're not allowed to talk about. In fact, it would better serve the show if TLC did that, because then we as the viewer would all know, oh, the reason why there's no follow-up question here, or the reason why this topic was never approached, is because there's legal documentation that says they're not allowed to, right? Again, it comes back to communication. It appears that TLC has a difficult time with communication as well. It's rampant in society, I guess. Can we all just open our mouths and speak? It's unbelievable. TLC, contact me. Contact me. I will be a consultant on your show. I will make it 100 times better. I swear. Okay, so now I want to know what you think. Janelle signed the paperwork for the deed to divide the land up equally. Then Mary signed it. Then Kody signed it. And then Robyn didn't for a long time. And according to Kody, he told her, don't sign it. Okay, I want to know, was it Robyn who said, I'm not going to sign this. If I just put my foot down and I'm just an obstacle here, I get over 50% of it right now. I'll put this image up for you to see. The way the land is divided right now, since Christine just said, okay,
the land is yours.
She had to sell her property. Some people said she just took her name off of it, but she came out and said she sold it for $10. So there had to have been some sort of documentation. Apparently, she couldn't just remove her name. So she sold her parcel to Kody, maybe Kody and Robyn, because they are the names that were on her parcel as well. Sold it for $10. So now Robyn owns 52.3%. 52.3% of the acreage. If you want to count value, if she would have just gotten the money from the parcels that she sold and they would have gotten the money from the parcels that they sold, she would have had 57.3% of the total money value of the land, because her parcels just so happen to be the most value because they had the trees. Do you remember the trees that apparently Robyn was so scared of because she saw a forest fire when she was a child? So she could not live at Cottonwood because it had a lot of trees. Remember that? She picked the parcel with the most trees and then moved down the street into a house up a winding street deep in the trees with a huge forest behind, just to refresh your memory or for anybody who's joining new.
I can't believe this woman.
The lies and contradictions that this woman shares with us are amazing. So Robyn right now, I think, solely was a holdout. I don't think this was a Kody mastermind. I think Kody was just stupid. And he's like, oh, I guess I have to sell it. Okay. Somebody wants to buy it. We're just going to sell it. Here's how we divide it up 4 ways. Now, let's think about this, people. The deed paperwork to divide it up 4 equal ways, that was filed in September.
Wait, what?
Yes, September. Everybody signed it in January. I think Kody and Robyn were holding on to that paperwork because, again, they're the only ones that were living in Flagstaff. So they were doing, you know how Kody was just complaining the entire time. I have to do all the work. I have to clean the land. I have to do it all. I have to file things with the court. Well, you live there, Kody. You live there. Oh, yeah. And your name is on the entire thing. So cry me a river. Not to mention, Janelle mentioned, I will pay for somebody to come clean up the land. He didn't take her up on it. Probably because there was nothing really to clean up. I think he said there was a lot of cleanup, but the cleanup really meant he needed to haul all his junk back to his house, and he just didn't want to do it. Or he didn't want to pay for another storage rental to put all the stuff from Coyote Pass in so that they could sell the land. Because why would you not take somebody up on offering to pay for anything, really? Especially when you're in Kody and Robyn's circumstance in terms of money. All right, so backtracking. I keep getting off track. I said I wasn't going to do this, and here I'm doing it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Why do you think that Kody had all the paperwork filed in September, but then it was 4 months before everyone signed? And when they signed, the 3 of them signed the same week. According to Janelle on this show, in last episode or the first one, I can't remember, but she came out and told Suki, we got the paperwork and we signed it the first week we got it. Kody's been sitting on it. He'd been sitting on it for months. Then he decided it's time to sell.
Right now, immediately.
And he took that paperwork, which wasn't official. It was drafted. Everybody had to sign off. You can't just sell land away from people. They have to sign. It was signed all in January. But Robyn was the holdout. Was Robyn the holdout because she wanted her 52.3% of the land? Do you think that maybe she was just dragging her feet and thought, if I just don't sign this, eventually they'll give up? Because they always did. We talked about this before. Not to mention financially, who cares how many acres she has? Financially, she owned almost 60% of the land was hers at 7.5 acres, and it was $125,000 an acre. I just saw that again the other day. Let's do the math. I'm going to use my calculator because I don't have my smart son here to just do it for me quickly in his head. My head doesn't work that way. I liked math class, but I can't do it in my head. Okay, 125 times 7.58 acres. Oh, that's almost $1 million. $947,000. 947 and a half. It's late. No wonder I had to use a calculator. I can't even read the number. Now it turned into something weird. I don't even know what that is. Can I shake it back? Oh, goodness gracious, Jimmy. 947,500 acres. Okay. No, dollars. We're talking dollars. Wow. That land doubled in value. At least that parcel did, because they bought that segment for 470,000. Do you think that Robyn was like, if I just keep dragging my feet, they're going to give up? They're going to get tired of it, because you know those are the reindeer games that she's played in the past. So then when everybody signed it and she's the only one that didn't, and she heard rumblings of Janelle and Mary talking about getting the value of the money they put into her house, and she was going to lose that as well, she lawyers up. She tells Kody, I'm going to see to it that they don't take what's ours. And Cody's like, yep, I'm on board. This is my hypothesis again. Robyn says, I'm going to go talk to a lawyer. The lawyer says, well, I don't think there's much you can do here. We can really fight it. You can go to court. It's going to cost you a lot of money. It's in your best interest to just get them to sign something to say they're never going to try to take it away from you. Here you go. I can't remember the name of that agreement. That wasn't the actual confidentiality agreement. That was the other one. It was the one, I heard Janelle say it. I can't remember what she said. It was something like you can't get it. Can't touch me. Don't grab this. I don't remember. It was something that was an obvious phrase that was the name of the agreement that basically meant you can't come ask for this at all. Legally, you're signing off saying, I'm never going to try to get that from you. I should look it up, but I won't. I'm just going to leave that in there. We're going to just keep moving forward. So Kody and Robyn want Janelle and Mary to sign something to say they will not come back to take any more family assets. The only reason they would do that is if they knew there were family assets they were entitled to. Now let's talk about that. What family assets are they entitled to? I thought when he divorced Mary and he married Robyn, it was just pushing papers.
And meaningless.
We have a marriage, and our marriage will continue separate from this formality that we have to go through. We have to fight against an institutionalized word that has so much power as to influence us for the negative. There's nothing here but procedural in my mind, and that's exactly what Mary's intention is with it by every way that I understand it.
This legal divorce and legal marriage, this paperwork shuffle.
A legal marriage we don't see any higher than a spiritual marriage.
I think we just give no attention to it whatsoever. It's a paperwork process. Whatever this legal process is a formality for the sake of being able to adopt the kids.
To me, it's like a business meeting or something. They're going to do the paperwork. It's not meant to be a celebration. It's not meant to be anything.
Enough to sign the paperwork so we can get the legal process done. We're honoring our wedding day by ignoring our marriage license. This is just a marital contract for the sake of being able to adopt the children. The thing that I'm weirded out by is that each party herein should waive the right, interest, and community property ownership in the other's estate upon their respective deaths. We'll work it out. We'll work that out with a will, I think.
We should ask him about that.
Let's get going.
Can we add alimony in at this point?
Sure, you could. You're in trouble, Kody. She's got you now.
She can have all she wants, right?
Yeah.
We'll work that out privately, okay?
Suddenly, government documents mean a lot to them, because the only reason Kody's name was on Mary's house was because he was legally married to her at the time that they bought it. His name wasn't on Christine's house and his name wasn't on Janelle's house in Vegas. His name was only on Mary's house until he divorced Mary and then married Robyn. And then he put his name on Robyn's house as well. Never took it off of Mary's. So there's Mary in that house making all the payments, including the insurance. Kody's never coming over. He doesn't see her. He doesn't have a marriage with her at all. And he's now coming back and saying, I want 50% of that. Now, he didn't say he wanted 50% of the profits from Christine's house or 50% of the profits from Janelle's house. No, just Mary's, because he has a legal document that'll back him up. Because all of a sudden, getting the government involved with paperwork, it's a good idea, not a bad idea. But here's the kicker, people. The money is already in Robyn and Kody's house. Mary's trying to get it out. Kody already has it. Kody has 100% of it. It went with him into his house with Robyn. Mary's like, hey, that was really kind of my money. You didn't contribute at all. Like, can I have it back? Kody's now saying, well, my name was on the deed at the time of sale, so you can have half of it back, which is so rotten, so not fair, and so incredibly greedy. But let me also point out, he wants to give her back half of the money that she put into that house, not half of the money she put into the house with the increased value that it's worth now. No. Now, Kody gets to keep the other half because that's increased in value. So his gets to increase in value and he gets to keep it. Hers, we're going back to just literally the money that she put in, and you get half of it. The inequality is outrageous. However, when it comes to Coyote Pass, the additional expenses over the years that Kody had to accrue, he definitely wants Mary to pay for that. That was part of the other agreement. Mary only gets half of her original money, no interest. 25%, even though she never went to Coyote Pass or took advantage of it. It was Kody and Robyn's playground, a place to ride four-wheelers and have campfires. I doubt that Janelle, Christine, or Mary ever went on that property by themselves. The only times they went was when all the kids went, which was early on when they first moved there, leading up to about COVID, maybe 2021, and then that was it. And after that, Kody and Robyn's heaven. But Mary should be paying for a quarter of any expenses that they put into it while they were having their joy out there. It just hit me as I was cleaning up. I'm like, wait a minute, she doesn't get any profits during this time, yet he's accruing expenses and she does have to pay for that. It's like a double whammy. Trying to fleece her for as much as he possibly can. He is trying to make this as unequal as he can, simply because he cannot fathom the idea that Mary is going to get 25% of the land. So basically speaking, Janelle already had about 25%. Mary is really taking from the Kody and Robyn pot of money to get her 25%. And that's why he is being so bitter. It's so disgusting, it turns my stomach. But I will say, Christine, Janelle, and Mary, they're all joyful people. Kody and Robyn, they're miserable.
Good point.
All the money that they have and all the money they stole from these three, and they're still as miserable as all get out. It's written all over them. And when they try to portray to the camera that they're joyful, it just comes off as awkward and uncomfortable and like really, really bad acting. I was going to say bad community theater acting, but we've got some really good community theater in our town. It's just nothing like, they're just really bad actors. Okay, I had another thought. Well, I did also just add a note that it just really irked me that Mary bought that house in Vegas pretty soon afterwards. It was just a couple years after being there. The whole catfish thing happened and Kody was never back again. And Mary the entire time made all the payments. So Kody not only didn't live there, but wasn't financially contributing to it. I still don't understand why he gets half. I don't. It's not right.
Oh, it's not.
It's not right. Finally, Christine and David. I was thinking about the comment that he made about David being in construction. The like off random, all of a sudden we're going to talk about David being in construction. I'm like, what?
If he thinks that I broke bro code, he works in construction. And he talks about things that are different than I understand them.
Why? Is it a dig? Is he saying he's dumb? Is he saying He doesn't approve of his career. Is he saying he's cool and construction guys speak like that to each other? So he should, I just didn't know where Kody was coming from. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized he's just really trying to put David down. He is. The sister friend who mentioned it in the live stream when we were watching it live together, she was correct. This was a personal dig. His little feelings got hurt when he found out David said he broke bro code. Them are fighting words to Kody. Kody wants to be the man, the bro. He spends his whole life trying to prove his manhood. Ironic, because he makes some odd choices. But that's what he's always trying to project to all of us. That is where I just noticed this Wi-Fi keeps buffering here. I hope I don't have a whole lot of places that get cut off. Later on, if all of a sudden you see me being inserted with pajamas on, it's going to be because I'm going back to edit this and I realize that there's big chunks that were just buffering and didn't record. Okay, I'm aware now. I'm paying attention. I normally don't look at myself when I do it because there's no point. I got to look up at the camera anyway. I can't look down at myself or it looks like this, and that's kind of annoying. So I don't usually even have the screen with my camera showing me, but I'm going to be onto it now. Okay, here are the notes that I wrote about David. David, yes, is in construction, specifically drywall. He owns a drywall company.
Who's the man?
Okay. This is different from Kody. Kody, not a handyman. I wrote David is a hard worker.
Who's the man?
Kody doesn't look like a hard worker. David has an honorable job with dependable income.
Who's the man?
Kody, always looking for the next get-rich-quick scheme. By Christine's benevolence and brilliance, he fell into the TLC show. When it's over, cash cow's gone. Kody might randomly get on the Villains show or maybe Traders. 100 grand here, 100 grand there. No money like he's getting from TLC. And Robyn's not going to. So what I had written here is David has built a very successful business for himself.
Who's the man?
Kody only has multiple failed businesses. And those were his own words when he talked to Justin when he was on Coyote Pass.
But the other equipment is just like businesses that I just had to mothball that were unsuccessful.
Okay.
Invested a lot of money in a lot of things with no outcome. Lost it. David, being knowledgeable in drywall and the overall construction area, can build things.
Who's the man?
He can fix things. He can build things from scratch. Kody had a house. Do you remember the picture of the property? The entire bathroom was gutted. The tile was all pulled up. The walls were, everything completely gutted. Bathrooms and kitchens, most expensive things to remodel. Out in the hallway, half the drywall was. In that hallway, I also noticed new door frames and new molding. A lot of damage. What that damage was, I couldn't even tell you.
I'm not handy around the house.
And when there's videos of him out on the deck, it's all peeling and cracking. So either they could have gotten a lot more money from the house if they took care of it, or they had to take care of that before they sold it as well. Kody lets things go into disrepair. He doesn't fix anything. He doesn't take care of anything. He cuts down trees. That's the only skill. That's the only trade, and he doesn't do it well. I would say he's still at an apprentice level. He does not know how to cut a tree and know where it's going to go. One tree went on his house, causing all kind of damage to the roof. They had to pay to repair that. We saw a tree on camera that he cut, and it fell into another tree. Didn't drop. We saw him get his blade stuck in the tree. It's like a Laurel and Hardy routine, watching him cut down trees. Logging is the one career he did. That's Kody's level of working with his hands. Kody's going to want to think twice before he makes fun of David for being in construction. The last thing I wrote was, so who's the man?
Who's the man?
I mean, who would I pick? The guy who lets everything go into disrepair and doesn't get anybody to fix or take care of it, probably because it costs money and he never has any. Or the man who not only can do it all by himself, but do it really well and gets on it right away. Remember, Christine said that too. Kody for years said he was going to fix this. Kody for years said he was going to do my backyard. David, we put out a plan and boom, that next week, it's half done already. David's a doer. Kody's a wisher. I did have one other thing I wrote down here. I said Kody's income was built on lies of a perfect polygamous marriage. His income right now is built on being somebody who behaves badly and can't maintain relationships. So sad, really. In life, people are rooting for Christine and David, but they hate watch Kody. So who's winning?
Boom, mic drop.
Tell me what you think about this. I'm going to get this out before the next show. Take care. God bless. Adios. SOS exclusives. I'll see you Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live for the one-on-one part 3. Bye, y'all.